All right, so I'm back again. I'm having some problem with this capture card. I don't know what the deal is. I might have to reinstall it and install it, or maybe put it on this other computer. Not sure what the deal is. But now things should be better, I hope. It's funny because this capture card I'm using, I have everything pretty much up to date. The only thing I could think of could be maybe that AMD Radeon 5700 XT could be causing some problems with the AverMedia. I don't know. That's my only fear when it comes to AMD GPUs. It's they have a tendency to overheat. They're not that really good. I know there's an aftermarket, Sapphire aftermarket, I get that. But even the aftermarket, they're not really that reliable. EVGA NVIDIA, always it's reliable. That's the one thing about NVIDIA. It's like, you know, you're gonna, once you get the EVGA aftermarket, with the cooling, with that aftermarket cooling, you know it's gonna be smooth ride. You're not gonna have to worry about anything. But with a stock AMD card, that's the one thing that I always worry about. And I can hear it, man. I can like, it runs like a chainsaw. You know, you can hear it. So I know that could be a bottleneck. So what I did, I changed the power usage and extended the power usage, and also extended the fan usage, and manually I did that. I don't recommend that you do this because you could damage your graphics card, but I was able to do it a little bit and keep it cooler. All right, so what are we doing here? Well, we're doing shadow. Now, obviously, with shadow, you can use any device. You can use iPhone. You can use Apple TV, Android devices. You can use NVIDIA Shield, tablet, anything and everything. You can use Linux, Windows, iOS, you name it. You can pretty much use anything. Okay. And I think one of the benefits of Shadow is the fact that all you need is just a good, stable internet, and the rest it's taken care of. And on top of that, once you are connected to Shadow, pretty much that's it, man. You can use their internet. You can go browse through their internet, you know. You don't have to use your internet. Now you're connected to their internet. See right here, Blade, network access, it's all there. And another great thing is when you're collecting that data for your Flight Simulator 2020, that data will be collected from a Shadow internet, which is a fiber optics internet that they have in New York. I'm connected to their servers in Houston, which they also have fiber optics over there. So that's another thing to consider. And all you need is 10 megabits to run Shadow. Now, if you are directly connected to your router, and your router it's pretty good, like 8 gigabit Ethernet port, and you got the Ethernet cable connected, then go all the way to as much as you can to have the best quality. So that's one of the things about the Shadow to consider. Now, you still have to download your games. I want people to understand this is not a gaming service. You know, a lot of people are comparing Stadia with Shadow, and I don't know why people are comparing Stadia with Shadow. Even Shadow doesn't understand why they're being compared to Stadia, and even Google Stadia doesn't understand why Shadow is being compared to Stadia. They're two different things. Yes, they're using the cloud technology, but they're way two different things. The one, it's only a gaming service, meaning it's a gaming platform, gaming service. You click and play right away. You pay for the monthly subscription. You can play it on majority of your devices, laptops, tablets, etc., phones, and you pay for the games, for some of the games to play it on. Then you have some games that are included, pro subscription, but it's a gaming service. You click and play right away. You don't have to wait for any downloads, no updates, no storage space. You just click and play right away. Shadow, it's a computer that you are leasing. They built it for you. It sits there on their Blade servers, and from there you can access it. Now, they can connect you to a closest server. I happen to be in Florida, and the nearest server data center, it's in Houston, which is the closest one to me. So anyway, in case you guys didn't know, I just wanted to clarify this for those of you who are new to this and you don't know the difference. Hopefully this will explain the difference. Now you're gonna say, but you still have to download the game. How is that different from just having your own computer? Well, two things. Number one, you're not using your internet to download the game. You are using their internet, which is super fast, 1 gigabit fiber optic, okay, and has like I don't know, like 150 to 200 up, which is pretty darn good. So even when you upload the videos from your computer here on the Shadow, will be much faster uploading on the YouTube. Same thing when you're downloading. So when you're downloading the games, it's much quicker and it's much faster. So that helps as well, instead of using your internet, okay, which I assume is probably not going to be that great for majority. I'm not speaking about 1%, 2%. I'm speaking for majority out there. You're not going to have that greatest download speed, okay? So something to consider about the Shadow, but also remember, Shadow and Stadia are it's like water and fire, two different things. Yes, they're using, they're on the same planet, they're on the same cloud planet, but they're fire and water. They're two different things. One is the gaming service, and the other one, it's your PC. I can do anything on this computer, whatever I want to do. I can run any software, any video editing software, whatever I want to do, I can do on this computer. Okay? Anyway, so I just wanted to explain this really quick for those of you who still don't understand how Shadow works and what's the difference between Shadow and Stadia and GeForce Now. I know it's confusing for some of you because it's a new thing for some of you. Hopefully this introduction of 8 minutes and 9 seconds will clarify that for you. All right, so let's look at the chat, see what's going on. Yes, they have a free version, Jerry Seinfeld. All you have to do is just register, and you'll be able to go ahead and register and start playing. However, you're gonna have to pay for the games, okay, because you're not part of the pro subscription. So you're gonna have to pay for a game to play it. Yes, you can register, but you're gonna have to buy a game. You have to buy one of the games just to try it out. So you're gonna have to pay for the game. You're not gonna be paying for monthly subscription, but you're gonna have to pay for the game. Just wondering why you're using Shadow PC when have laptop. Well, why not? Why wouldn't I use it? I mean, sometimes I don't feel like melting my GPU, especially with such a high demanding game like Flight Simulator. I don't feel like stressing my PC. Why should I do that? I don't feel like having my electrical bill skyrocket because of my PC, the way it's built. As you know, I have a pretty high-end PC. I mean, one of these days I'm gonna show you guys what I have inside. It has a dual cooling built into it. Has a 2600 watts of power. Has a brand new Asus motherboard from last year that can go up to 4 different SLIs. That's like 4 different capture cards. I mean, 4 different GPUs I can put on there, as a matter of fact. Not that I need to, but I could if I wanted to. And it's a big motherboard, so therefore, if I ever wanted to put 390 on this computer, I have no issue. With the power that I have no issue putting that 390 in there. But all of that, obviously, it's going to suck the electricity, and it's going to skyrocket your bill. So why not use Shadow? Why not, when you have that option? Why not use Stadia? Why wait for the download to download a game? Why wait for the NBA 2K1 to download forever on your PlayStation, or to download forever on your Xbox, where you can just simply click and play right away NBA 2K21? You know what I mean? Why would you waste your time downloading something and waiting? And then on top of that, you have to update that NBA 2K21, wait for the updates, and then once updated, then you're going to wait for the additional installs to be installed. Why go through all that? Why not just click play right away? It's good to have options. It's good to have variety, and I'm all about variety. I'm all about having that options, Alright, so we're going to start the flight simulator, and this is from my Shadow right here. As you can see, I'm running a 50 megabits per second, and I'm getting a pretty good smooth ride here. Hey, what's up, aircraft guy? How you doing? Oh, aircraft fly guy. What's up, man? You don't have to apologize for the AM. It's all right. It's my pleasure to explain, why I choose Shadow and for what reason, and why I choose Stadia and for what reason. Do I need Stadia? No. Do I need Shadow? Of course not. I got everything. I got Nintendo. Guys, don't compare yourself to me. You should look at your situation, what you have. Don't try to compare yourself to me. You don't know what I'm doing. You don't know my financial situation. So don't compare yourself to me. I personally don't need Shadow. I personally don't need Stadia. I got a bunch of PCs. I got consoles. I got Nintendo Switch. I have it all. So I really don't need it. But I think it's a good idea to have variety. I'm all about having that choice. It's good to have a choice, because not everyone can afford a $4,000 PC. Not everyone can afford a $3,000 laptop. Some people, they're struggling for money, man. They're in a tight situation, especially with this situation of pandemic, They can barely afford a good internet, let alone just trying to make ends meet. So it's good to have this option, Hey, look at this. You can tell a difference, honestly. When you look at this, sometimes you can tell a difference, like whether you're running it on a PC or you're running it on a Shadow. Well, Shadow, it is a PC, but it's a cloud-based PC. But at least you're not running something locally. But it looks as if I'm running it locally, right? But it's not. It's not local. It's a Shadow. It's right here. There it is. What's my favorite Xbox exclusive? Oh boy, that's a good question. Xbox exclusive. Like in past 4 years or past 10 years. Hold on. We got to run it as administrator. I forgot to do that. One thing I want to point out. Whenever you want to run the flight simulator, let me see. I think we might have to update. I'm sorry. We might have to update this Xbox app. Yes, you can use the Xbox app on your Shadow. So pretty much you can play all of your Game Pass Ultimate games on Shadow. That's yet another thing, to consider. I mean, technically, you can play Flight Simulator on your phone. Like, you can take it with you through Shadow. And all you need is like a 4G, 10 megabit per second internet, and then you can take that with you and you can play it. I've done it. I played Flight Simulator. We just need a controller, plug it in, and you're good to go. I would have to say the Gears of War of all time. In 2006, I think. Was it 2006? I think it was 2006, November. I think I remember it clearly. 2006, November. I had that Ultimate Edition Steelbook Xbox 360 Collector's Edition of Gears of War. Yeah, Gears of War was one of my all-time favorites, man. The characters, the story. We have never experienced anything like this, especially on the Xbox. It was such a fresh new experience. It was awesome. So yeah, I would say Gears of War 2006. Oh yeah. All right, so everything's updated. I don't have to worry about anything. Let's close this down. Let's just run this as a administrator. Yes. You interested in buying Shadow? Right now, it's going to be a bit difficult, AM, to buy it, to sign for it, because due to this pandemic and due to this whole situation we're going through, they don't have enough, people on the ground to work on building these PCs and in the data centers. And on top of that, shortage of people, number one, technicians. On top of the shortage of that, also it takes a long time for them to receive the parts. They have to order the parts, and then they got to wait for those parts to show up. And once those parts show up, which could take between 2 to 3 weeks, maybe a month, once the parts show up, then they need a technician to go in there to build that Shadow server PC slot just for you. And then they have to test it. They have to test, make sure that it's working. They have to put it through all kinds of checklists, analysis. And once they finish all of that, then they tell you, okay, now you're good to go. And now they got to figure out which data center you're closest to put you next to. So it could take a couple of months. I'm just being honest, because that's what they told me. That's what the Shadow, I've been in contact with Shadow. That's what they told me. This is exactly what they told me when I spoke to them. What's up, Cameron D? How you doing? What's up, Desperado? Let's see if it's gonna work. This should look very smooth because I'm using this is directly from my what you call it. Hold on. I'm not sure what's going on. It's keep crashing. Do we have to update our Windows? I think we already did, but let me see. Let me put myself over here for a minute. We might have to update our Windows. Let's go over here. This is a shadow Windows shadow. Check for updates. Let's see. Oh, you see, that's what it's needing. That tool times 64. I knew it. Now, you do have to go through all of these little nitty and gritty things. It's a PC, guys, so this is why I keep telling people, Stadia, it's a very easy, anybody can use it. You just need a stable internet. A very easy to click and play right away. That's the benefit of Stadia. Shadow, it's still your computer. You know what I mean? It's still a computer, but you have to go through all these updates individually, manually, just like you would on your own local PC, you know. So you still have to do all the work. Okay? The only option they have, well, even your GPUs you have to update. Your graphic drivers also have to be updated. You got to do that as well. So I don't know if this is going to be a turn off for some people, because you still have to do the work. You still have to go and check your updates. You got to go through all the hassle. But the difference is you don't have a computer sitting right in front of you. The computer sits on the server, you know. I'm connected to the one in Houston. I used to be, yeah, I'm welcome. I'm back, Mr. Urban. If you're asking about the Equalizer sequel, Equalizer 2, it's available on Stars. You have to subscribe to Stars. Maybe you can get a free trial or something. Stars app. It's available on Stars movie channel. I'm connected to a Houston, Texas, because that's the closest data center for me. In the beginning, they connected me to New York City data center, and I said, why did you guys connect me to New York City? That's too far. I'm in Florida, you know. Connect me to something that's a little bit closer. And then they, ever since they connected me to Houston data center, I think it's Houston, not Dallas. I think it's Houston. It just got better. Oh, you're in Georgia? I think you would be better off with the Texas. Even though you're in Georgia, I still think you would be better with Texas. Hold on. I'll tell you, let me restart my stream. Let's do this again. And let's start again really quick. Let's start now. All right, let's see. Delete. Task manager. Just bear with me. This has nothing to do with the shadow. This is Windows right now. Windows, it's having problems. I'm not going to do that. We're going to cancel that. We're going to cancel all of that. We'll have to close down the flight simulator as well. Because the Windows then you should definitely go to Texas. Texas server for sure. You see right here, it's a 1 hour difference. It says 2:07, but here's 3:07. So you know that I'm in Texas. It's the 1 hour difference. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think we got to do this, guys. We have to restart the Windows because the Windows just this is all Windows right now, having hiccups. See, my Shadow's running fine. No problem with Shadow. It's just the Windows. I swear to God, Windows gotta be one of the worst operating systems ever, man. It's just bunch of updates every day, constant updates, and it's always nothing. It's working properly. Always there's an issue. There's always a problem. And even on the Xbox, everything's so slow. Even a firmware update that's like 500 megabytes takes forever to download and upload. I don't know, man. It's just I have a feeling that Microsoft just can't get that thing right. The Windows 10's got to be the worst Windows. I can't wait for a new Windows, something better. I don't know, but the Windows 10, I had nothing but problems with Windows 10. Windows XP, I would say, Windows XP was one of their best. Windows XP was one of their best, but Windows 10 is just a pure nightmare. Pure nightmare, really. It clogs up everything, you know. So we're gonna have to do what we gotta do. We gotta do what we gotta do here now. Well, we have no choice. We have no choice. Damn it. Let's restart the app. There we go. And of course, this is how it looks. You see, there's this is how the servers look. Linus Tech Tips is holding it right there. So this is what they built basically. This is your computer, and there's your Quattro P5000 Quattro P5000 GPU right here. That's sitting there, and he's holding it. You know, Linus Tech Tip is holding it. I think Linus Tech Tip has some kind of a partnership with them. Not sure what kind, but some kind of partnership with them. I think he was invited to go one of the data centers in Canada, and I think he did a video on it. All right, so we have to start again. I might have to put my username and password, so I'll have to make myself bigger to hide my username and password. So I'll make myself bigger. Don't worry. Don't be terrified. I might look like a Godzilla, but it's all right. Here we go. Oh, it remembers, so that's great. That's okay. We're back here. Now let's click cancel. All right, so it's broken. Oh my God, everything's Windows. Don't tell me we have to. Oh, good Lord! Don't tell me we have to do this. My God, Microsoft Flight Simulator has totally screwed up my computer. It froze my computer. Now I have to contact Shadow to unfreeze it. How dare you? How dare you, Microsoft, with your ridiculous flight simulator? There should be a minimum specs. Hey, minimum specs 380. Minimum. That's what that's what they should say for a flight simulator. Minimum specs GPU 380. That's minimum 380. Recommended 390 and up. Like 390 and up recommended. That's what they should do. I think it's ridiculous that couldn't they figure out the way. Couldn't this Asobo team figure out the way? I think they could have figured out the way not to squeeze so much power from the GPU and CPU, especially since they're using internet data from the Azure to render the entire planet. They could have figured out a different way to have this game not be so demanding. I think they could have, but now it's too late. I can, but the problem is, it only works for my computer. Cannot do it. No, it's not responding. It's not doing anything. The only thing I can do is just turn off the shadow. Just turn it off. Yeah, that's it, man. Just turn it off totally. It's Microsoft, man. Microsoft. Screwing it up for me. How dare you, Microsoft? You have some demands for Microsoft and Sony. Have you guys heard the new news? And I heard that this is actually supposed to be accurate. According to some good sources, I don't know how much does that mean to you, good sources, that Google Stadia is thinking about upgrading in the next